What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another show of Fast Talk. I am your host, as always, Peter Noche. I got a good week for you guys. We're going to be doing NFL Week 15. I know I didn't give you guys winners last week. I apologize. Had a losing week. Noah ended up with the best week out of all three of us. So we're going to congratulate him as he once he gets on the show. But the co-hosts, as always, Noah Cole, Chad Nash, they're going to be on with me shortly. We got 5 games to go through with you guys. We got the Dolphins, Texans. We got the Bucks, Chargers. We got the Packers, Seahawks. We got the Bills. Live to our show, Fast Talk. I'm the host, Peter Noche. Co-host with me, Noah and Chad. We're going to go through NFL Week 15. We're going to recap first Week 14. And we're going to show up the leaderboard, little tally mark. We got Noah in first place with 7 wins.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, got 6 wins. Chad with 5 wins. And then me in dead last with 4. But the first game we're going to talk about is the Miami Dolphins versus the Houston Texans. The Texans are favored by 3 points, and the over-under is 46.5. All right. Houston is 8-5, and Miami is 6-7. Miami needs a win badly in this spot if they want to stay alive in the playoff hunt. So I'm going to start with Noah, the winner of last week. Does Tua Tagovailoa outduel CJ Stroud?
The Dolphins are fighting for that playoff spot. They got like a 30% chance. A lot of things need to go their way. And then the Texans, they got hold of their division. But CJ Stroud is kind of in a slump. That sophomore slump. Getting sacked a lot. He's up to, I believe, 9 interceptions this season, more than he had last season. Other side, the Dolphins have Devon Achane. Devon Achane is a different running back. He is used in multitude of ways with the Dolphins, especially in the receiving game. So I'm going to be taking the overall under here. I'm not going to be taking any specific team.
Okay. You taking the under, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, the under 46.5. Chad, what's your take on this?
I like the Texans here. I think this is a rebound game for them. They've kind of been very rusty the last couple weeks. Coming off a bye, I think is huge. I believe they just had a bye, correct? Maybe I'm wrong. But I think they're in a spot. Nico Collins there's no injury concerns with him anymore, so he's fully back healthy. I expect him to get back to his normal self, if you will, this game. I think this is the coming back party for CJ Stroud. This is his comeback game. I think that Miami defense is very susceptible. I mean, the Jets looked like a very good offense last week when they've been very shaky all year. So I expect CJ Stroud to
Pull through.
with Joe Mixon, like Noah said. I think they're just going to dominate offensively, and I don't think Miami can keep up at the end of the day. So give me Texans. Give me the 2.5 though. Don't give me the 3.
Okay.
Just give me that extra half a point.
I think, both teams can win this game. I think Houston has the edge. I think in the defensive department, I think Miami's got the offensive firepower to put out Houston. And I'm going to trust the offensive power in the Miami Dolphins. I think Tua is playing as good as he has played all season. He's been out for most of the year, coming back. And I think he's made such a great transition. Teammates are full of energy when he's out there, and he's going to really expose that Houston secondary and get Tyreek, get Jalen Waddle, get Achane in the flat involved, and have a game plan going into this one. So give me the Miami Dolphins outright money line to win this game. Let's now go to the second game. We got the Bucks taking on the LA Chargers. Chargers are given 3. Over-unders 45.5. Chargers 8-5, Bucks 7-6. Chargers looked good last week, but then you got Kansas City kicking that late field goal right at the end of the game. And then Tampa Bay, on the other hand, Baker playing really well, looking like a top 8 quarterback in the league. Chad, do your division rivals get it done this week?
Yeah, so give me the Chargers here. I think this is a game where the Bucks are going to get out very early. I could see Baker kind of coming out firing, maybe getting Mike Evans a little bit more involved early on in the game. Defense is playing at a very elite level, as we saw last week against the Chiefs and previous weeks as well. but I think the Chargers win here. I don't feel confident enough to lay the 3 just because of how well Baker's playing, but give me them on the money line.
This is not an emotion pick, is it? Is it a
No,
pick
this is a
against your
I
division
I
rivals?
gave Baker enough credit to
Playoff?
eliminate my emotion pick.
Noah, are you buying what Chad is selling?
A little bit. So last week I said I'm going to be taking Buccaneers money line for the rest of this season. So I agree with Chad, Buccaneers money line. I also agree with the under.
Are you fucking dumb?
I think this game is going to be close. I think the Chargers probably get up at some point, but I think they're just going to let it slip. Bad luck for the Chargers and good luck for the other teams that they're playing. So I'm taking the Buccaneers money line, and another one if you want to take it is the under.
Hmm. So, you
So
know, Chad is
I
Chargers.
took the Chargers.
Are you on drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
Do you take drugs or alcohol?
What is drugs?
Yeah. So a little,
Who are you taking, Pete?
a little reset button just went in his head. He's like, okay.
I swore you said Buccaneers, but all right.
Uh, we'll let the viewers decide. You guys comment. Did Chad say Chargers or Bucks after we release the video? All right. As for my take on this, I got to decide, and I'm picking the Chargers to cover the spread at 2.5 points. I'm going to drop it down by a 0.5 point. I think two things. I think the Chargers are going to dominate the line of scrimmage against the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think for Tampa Bay, I think what they're going to lack in is in their offensive line. I think the Chargers' defensive line has been very impressive to me over the last 3 weeks. I think Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, all those guys up front are going to get after Baker Mayfield. We saw that a little bit with the Raiders last week. So give me the Chargers at 2.5. I think Justin Herbert and the Chargers steal this one. All right. So on to the next game. The Steelers take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Spread is 4.5. Over under is 42.5. Very low number. I'm a little surprised about that. But both teams been excellent. Philly hasn't lost since week 4 against Tampa Bay. They're 11-2, and the Steelers are 10-3 with Russell Wilson at the helm. You know what's crazy is we were kind of thinking about this weeks before, but we didn't think Russell Wilson was going to come in and play like this, right? I mean, Justin Fields looked like he was doing all the right things. He was doing all the cooking, the cleaning, and then of course Russ is like, "Hey, buddy, I'm going to take that over now. It's my time."
Hey, you heard that saying back in Seattle, let Russ cook. That was just a bad situation with the Broncos with Sean Payton. Come on now. Like Sean Payton didn't like him. Him with Mike Tomlin. Oh, they have something special there. And Russell Wilson is cooking, baby. But I will say though, George Pickens, that injury, that's definitely hindering their passing game though.
So how much does that play a factor here, Noah, against this Philadelphia secondary that's been actually playing really well in the last few weeks?
But yeah, this Eagles defense has been flying around, making tackles, making big plays, hitting people hard. So I think it's definitely going to hinder their ability to throw the ball, especially with George Pickens out. So it could be a little worrisome, but at the same time, they're rolling. I'm going Eagles money line.
Oh. Chad, are you thinking the same thing? Fly, Eagles, fly?
I think this is an obvious under game, in my opinion. TJ Watt and Highsmith both being back last week, we saw they're causing a lot of issues. And I think every game that those two have been in it seems like they cause issues. I think they're going to keep Jalen within the pocket. They're not going to let Jalen run out and be on the run as much. But yeah, give me the under 42 here. I think this game's going to be really low scoring.
So Noah's on the Eagles, you're on the under. We're just gonna go around the horn here. I'm gonna take the Steelers. We're gonna go Steelers plus 4.5, and we're gonna take them on the money line. Disagree with Chad's point that the Steelers are the hottest team in the league right now. I think they're the hottest team. I think with Russell Wilson being in the lineup, their offense has looked more efficient. They are not one-dimensional. They can run the ball, but they can throw the ball now. They can throw the ball downfield for 20, 30, 40-yard plays. And at the same time, George Pickens being out concerns me a little bit. I know Mike Tomlin, as a coach, he's going to make the adjustments necessary. He's got such a coaching edge in this matchup against Nick Sirianni. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. They're going to be able to handle the crowd and the environment in this one. I'm on the Steelers. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions at home, they're favored by 2 points. Over-under is a solid 54.5. It's a high number, highest number of the week. Lions only loss was to the Bucks week 2. Bills just lost to the Rams and a tough 42-44 defeat. Does Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills take out probably the most dominant team in the league right now in the Detroit Lions?
I think that they're going to go into Detroit, send a message to the league, and be like, the losses that we have don't mean anything. We are the best football team in the NFL. So with this game, I am going Buffalo Bills money line.
So I got some questions really quick before I jump to you, Chad. Listen, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, you think the Buffalo Bills are going to slow them down? And Jamison Williams and Jamison Brown. Hold on. And Sam Laporta. And, if we want to throw in another guy who had a huge impact last week, Tim Patrick, of all people, how are you going to stop all 6 of those guys?
So again, to add to your point, know who is a civilian quarterback? Jared Goff. I understand he has all these weapons around him. I understand the Lions like to run the ball and use both of their running backs, especially Gibbs and the passing game, and that's what they're going to need to do.
I see you listening to this and shaking your head a little bit. What do you got to say to Noah's point? Do the Bills have a chance in this game?
I won't agree with is the fact that Jared Goff is civilian quarterback. Guy has a 73 completion percentage this year with 25 touchdowns and 10 picks.
He
We
threw
can call
5
that.
interceptions in one game.
Josh Allen has had some games in the past with 3 or 4 picks. Let's not act that out of this world, unnormal. Noah, answer
Look
me
at his
this.
interceptions this year.
Okay.
Look
Can you
at his touchdown to interception ratio. Off the charts.
Answer me this, though. When has Josh Allen gone a game with 100% completion percentage? Has he ever done that? Yes or no? Answer's a fat no. Jared Goff's done it like twice this year. So we can talk about civilian all day long, but there's games.
That was with passing it like 16 times. Dude, they have linemen catching the ball from running backs throwing the ball. Like it's a complete system. You look at his season right now, it's the exact same when he was with McVay with the Rams back then. And what happened then? He led one of the most and gets to the Super Bowl. And what happens? Puts up a mediocre 3 points against the Patriots. That's
so Josh Allen every playoffs. Got it. Cool.
That's not Josh Allen every playoffs. He is putting up like 25 plus points and has one of the best TD to interception ratios in the playoffs.
I never said Jared Goff was better than Josh Allen.
100%.
You're saying that he's not a top 5 quarterback this year? You're lying.
No, he is, but he's a civilian in a system.
Anyway, back to my point here. Jared Goff is not a civilian. That is a crazy take. I don't even know how you can say that, but anyway. The Lions are the most dominant team in the NFL, point blank period, and they're even more dominant at home. I know their only loss was at home, but if you look at every other game they've played at home, they have dominated the other team that they have played. They have one of the best defensive coordinators in Aaron Glenn in the league. Straight up. It doesn't matter who.
Let me add something to what you're saying real quick, if you don't mind me cutting.
I get a word in, guys? I mean, geez.
Sorry, Peter.
Go ahead, Noah. Make your quick point.
Real quick. So I believe the amount of times Josh Allen has played the Lions in Detroit and in Buffalo, if there has been one in Buffalo, he has won all of them. Every single game he has played against Detroit, he has won.
Who was that?
When Detroit wasn't relevant, but okay, that's fine. Okay.
Dan Campbell was still there. Jared Goff was
starting
there.
out. Anyway.
You're talking about Jared Goff being so good, but he was there 2 years ago.
We're talking about Jared Goff this year. You're saying he's a civilian right now. The Lions on the spread, and they're gonna dominate the Bills like they dominate every other opponent in the league. Josh Allen will put up points. No, I'll say it. Josh Allen's a good quarterback, but they're not going to. They cannot stop.
Eh,
No team can stop this Lions offense, bro. Just give me the Lions on the spread, Pete, and let's move on.
All right. Well, listen, if I had a meter right now with Josh Allen, his stock right now, Josh Allen's stock is right, it's going up. But at some point, that stock has to go down. I think Detroit is going to give him problems. I think up front, I think you saw it against Jordan Love last week. I think if Buffalo is not able to run the ball on the Detroit Lions, this could be over early. Because not only will Detroit just dominate you, they're going to control the game. They're going to control the clock. They're one of the best teams at time possession. Get to my point here. So how are the Bills going to slow down Gibbs? How are they going to stop Montgomery? Both guys are going to be fresh, okay, when they get in the game. And then when you unload the play action to St. Brown, okay, if St. Brown's going to get doubled because it seems like no one can cover him in single coverage, Jameson Williams is going to be there. Sam Laporta is going to be there. And at some point, the Bills might just have to throw in the white towel and say, enough's enough. We can't do it. We can't handle it. Another thing that's leading me to Detroit as I make my last point, back-to-back roadies. Ooh, those are tough. I think the odds makers got this right with the line. I would heighten it up a little bit more to probably 3.5, but Detroit Lions 2.5. I think I'm getting a nice offer here. We got the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. Sunday Night Football. Chris Collinsworth's going to be calling it. Spread is 3. Packers are given 3. Over under is 46.5. Packers are 9-4 coming off a loss to Detroit by a late field goal. Seahawks 8-5. They have been on a 4-game win streak. I mean, right? Is that right now? 4-game win streak.
Mm-hmm.
Beat the Cardinals twice, beat the Niners once, and then took out the Jets. So they're a really hot team right now. I'm just going to go to Chad first. Who's got the upper edge in this matchup? Seems like Seattle needs a win here. They really want to clinch this division. Packers are kind of in that wild card spot. Do you think Seattle has what it takes to beat a really good team like Green Bay?
I do actually. I know Noah and I just had our little scruffle here, but I'm actually going to side with his Seahawks here. I think they win outright. I think this is an upset. I'm going to lay the points just to be safe and take Seahawks on the spread, but I do think they win this game outright. Both of them. Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet went off last week. And then you forget about this guy named DK Metcalf, who they aren't even using that well right now, and they're still putting up great numbers. That defense is balling at the moment, and I see them continuing that, giving Jordan Love some problems. And Seattle's not an easy place to play, so give me the Seahawks in an upset in prime time, but I'm going to take the points to be safe.
Noah, I already kind of know what your take's going to be, but I'll just give you the floor.
Thanks, Peter. Well, I'm actually siding completely with Chad here. Everything Chad said was right on the money. I agree that Geno Smith has been playing really well. He's been playing as one of the top quarterbacks in the NFC currently. Just be a little safe to take them on the spread because Green Bay is still that hungry team in a really strong division with the Lions and with the Vikings. So yeah, I'm taking Seattle here on the spread.
Man, I'm really on the opposite end of this. This is a no-brainer for me. This is Green Bay all day. Cheesehead, they're going into Seattle and they're getting this done. I'm going to take the money line though in this game since they're the favorite. So give me Green Bay on the money line. Line it up there for me. The 8-5 Seahawks, like just saying that just doesn't seem like, I don't know, it's weird. Like they have not been that impressive to me. That they are not an impressive football team. I don't think they're a playoff caliber team. I mean, Geno Smith, what is he? Is he that flashy kind of player that, really, shines and really like, oh my gosh, I love the way he delivered that ball. No, he doesn't. He's Geno Smith just seems like an average backup quarterback to me.
Civilian, some might say.
Geno Smith is somewhat of a civilian quarterback.
Two things on this game that I see Green Bay dominating against the Seahawks. Jordan Love, I think he's had 6 touchdowns. He's had 1 pick in the last 4 games. They're just going to find a way to get after Geno Smith because I have seen times where Geno Smith has been very uncomfortable in the pocket. And when he does, he makes stupid decisions. Anyways, long story short, I got the Packers on the money line Sunday Night Football. They're going to get it done at Seattle World. We're going to go through our best bets as we tally up the best bets from last week. Noah didn't get the best bet right. So, he stole mine. Thank you, Noah, for taking the Bears.
Yeah, no problem. Chad stole mine.
Chad ended up winning big with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers covering the spread. And then I took the Cincinnati Bengals at 6.5, or I'm sorry, 5.5, and I squeaked it out just barely with that Jamar Chase touchdown. No one ended up winning a parlay. So get down to business. Best bets. Chad, we'll start with you. What do you got for your best bet?
Yeah, I think I'm more confident in this one than Tampa last week. And I mentioned it already in this episode. It's the under in the Steelers-Eagles game at 42.5.
Noah, what you got?
So I know I've been saying Buccaneers money line is going to be my pick for the rest of this season. But my other rest of this season one that I'm gonna push out there to y'all is the Panthers covering the spread. I think easy money there with them covering the
You
spread.
know what? I'm going to deliver one right back to you. Game that
Let's
we
hear
just
it.
talked about. Packers all the way, baby. Green Bay money line. That's my best bet of the week. All right. As for our parlays, we got a 3-leg, 2 to 3-leg parlay. What do we got, boys? Let's start with Noah. You got your parlay set up?
Yeah, so just like what I was saying about the Panthers covering the spread, the Buccaneers money line as well, just because this team likes to play with magic and witchcraft a little bit, the Chiefs. I'm taking them on the money line.
Chad, why don't you give us your parlay of the week?
Yeah, I got 3 money lines here. All home favorites, which I know is risky to a lot of people, but I do genuinely like all 3 of these teams to win at home. Houston Texans to beat Miami in Houston. Denver Broncos to destroy the Colts in Denver. And then finally, the Arizona Cardinals rebounding against the New England Patriots at home. All 3 of those pay plus 240.
My parlay, 3-legger, pays out. It is 2-1. You got the Commanders taking out the Saints money line. Also on Chad's side with the Broncos, they're gonna dismantle the Colts money line. And I'm just gonna stick with this one because I think it's gonna be working all weekend. Packers money line.
I feel like that one's going to bite you in the butt.
Packers, baby, dude.
It's
So
going to bite you in the butt. Just go with the Ravens.
You damn right, dude. I'm taking the Ravens, man. They're 14 points spread. All right. As for our viewers out there, that is the games we just went through and our best bets. So we're about to wrap things up. We're signing off. I'm the host, Peter. This is Chad. This is Noah. We'll see y'all week 16. Go cash those bets in. Make that shmoney, baby. Let's go.